Jakiper model JK48v100. Not to be confused with the Pro models. Those were a newer model than this one. I just happened to get it at the wrong time because shortly after I got this, they came out with the Pro model for the same price. That's the way life is, huh? Anyway, not a very good balance on it. I'm going to try to balance it. So to open it up, you take off these screws along here, a few in the back here, and the top lid comes off. Then you unscrew these ones along here, both sides, and a few on the bottom, and then this front face will open up or come loose like so. Gives you more room. What I want to do is I've been taking off these covers. These covers are on here like so. Let's see, like so. They just kind of press in there, so I'm popping them off. And I decided to be careful, so I'm using this nylon tool to pry them off. They're on there pretty tight. They're not terrible tight, but I got this little, it's a car tool, you know. Okay, I bumped the camera off. Using the phone camera here, which I haven't used much before. Anyway, I was saying you take these little caps off. I just pry them off with this tool. Like so. Anyway, I'm going to take them all off. I want to manually balance these cells or do something. I always want to look it over good first. And here's the main negative coming in. And you can see the new ones have, this only has 6 gauge wire in it. See if I can show that. 6 gauge. And it only goes to here, one 6 gauge coming to here, which feeds both of these. I think the new Pro model has 4 gauge. 4 gauge coming in, and I think they might have two. The terminals are split on those, and it has 2 4 gauges going to each side. So, you know, not the best build. And also on this model, this breaker was AC rated instead of DC rated. I don't know if I can get in focus. There it goes. So, yeah. I asked them about it. They said, well, this is secondary shut off anyway, the BMS being the primary shut off if something goes wrong. But, you know, personally, I think they could have sent me some new breakers that were rated the right way, because why would you use an AC breaker on a DC thing? But anyway, I'm not going to bash Jakiper Orient Power, because, you know, they've been responsive and the battery's been working. And if I did my research a little better, maybe I would have selected something different. But, you know, at the time, that was it. It was a good deal, I guess, you know. So anyway, they got the nice flexible wire in here. So I'm gonna try to balance this either by, here's the BMS, by the way. Not sure if there's any name on it or anything. There we go, Pace. And if you can see that, there, Pace. That's the brand. Revision 1.1, I think. I'll have to get a flashlight in there and look at it closer. Revision 1.12. There seems to be something in the way there. I can't quite read it. 1.1. I don't know, I'll get a flashlight. But anyway, that's it. And you need to figure out which cells are which. I kind of know from my software which ones were the worst out of balance. And I don't know if this is number 1 here. See, it goes here negative. Then there's a jumper. Let me turn the other light on, see if that helps. Okay, had to turn the camera back on. Yeah, so anyway, I was saying, you got down here negative, then it goes here, there's a jumper up to this cell, then it goes across to this cell, up here, crossed, jumper up, so it's going this, like this, and then this one here, how does that work? Yeah, then this one here, jumper's down, they're all in series. All in series like that. So I don't know if this one that here is number 1 cell, or if the negative is number 1 cell. I could do a little research and find out quickly enough, because then I'll know. And then the other thing, the new Pro model too, it has everything nice and labeled with all the numbers. But oh well, I got what I do. So it would have been nice. There's no numbers on these wires here, I don't think. The temperature sensors are numbered. See, they got numbers on them. Number 3. But there's no numbers on these wires that I've seen so far. I guess I could look under here, but I don't think they're numbered. But I'll figure it out. Maybe they're numbered on here. I have to get my flashlight to read this. So anyway, that's the thing. I'll make a follow-up video when I figure this out, and hopefully get it all balanced and working perfectly. Yeah, the new Pro models too, they, instead of them being on their side like this, they're different cells, and they're standing straight up and down. You know, like the tops are up here, which, you know, would be more convenient, but still accessible. And you know, these are bolted on, which the other battery company like Signature Solar G4, theirs are welded between the cells. They have straps that weld or welded, which they say are better. They won't ever come loose. So I don't know. It'd be next to impossible to replace a cell. I mean, without cutting things off on their batteries. So I was kind of attracted to this, since you can actually remove a cell if you need to. And let's see, otherwise the construction here, this puts the tension, this strap puts the tension down on the batteries, I guess. Something's putting the tension on the batteries, holding them down. Of course, with these lithiums, you're supposed to have a slight amount of tension on these prismatic type batteries, so they don't swell out. I don't know all the engineering of it, but anyway, that's about it. I might order a new breaker and put the right breaker in there. It's easy enough to do. Now, when I asked them about the 6-gauge wire, they say that's fine for 100 amps. I know 6-gauge on most things, they would say 6-gauge goes up to 60 or 62 amps. But realistically, I'm not probably pulling 100 amps out of here all the time anyway. But all the same, yeah, I would have liked to have had the other model. But we'll see if I can make these work, because it's like what I got. Anyway, I took this out. I have 3 of these. I took this out because it was the one most out of balance. The others weren't as bad, but I might end up checking them out too. So until next time, I'll sign out of this part of the stage. Okay, so I had the magnifier, lighted magnifier, and I could see that down here written, you can't see it now, but written down way next close to the post for this terminal. On the other side of this it says battery 1, battery 2, so this is the number 1 battery, which goes to, well, that's a good question. Where does it go? It goes, pretty sure it goes down to here. There's a white one and yellow. You can see it goes white, yellow, red, brown. There's a temperature sensor on the end. So it's kind of hard to follow them because they share these. See, this one here doesn't have it's white, yellow, red, brown, white, and the next block over, white, yellow, red, brown, and then this one doesn't have a white, just yellow, red, brown, blue. Oh, this one has a, first one has a blue one too. Anyway, they all, when I looked here to make sure they're all in the right order, they are. If this goes to there starting, unless I cut this all apart and trace the wires back together, they're all jumbled up here so you can't tell which one comes from where. I'm not going to do that right now. If I really wanted to, probably be easier to ohm them out. If I could pull these off, but I don't want to take it all apart if I don't need to. We'll just assume that they started out right and they're all in order. So this would be cell 16, and this is cell 1. And so anyway, I made sure there wasn't like the wrong balance lead on a different cell than it should have been, because if there was, that could make it not balance right? Be balancing the wrong cell. But anyway, I figured that part out. I'm not sure what this wire is. It comes from the positive terminal. I guess it just goes back to the BMS here. Got this little bump out in here. Not sure what that is. It's just a connector. Or is there something in there? Like a fuse? I'm not sure. So anyway, that's where I'm at now. Made a little bit more progress. I'm sure if I start taking voltages on it, each of the cells are probably all going to show identical. They only vary when you either deeply discharge them or get up to the top charge. So it would maybe be a little bit more difficult to charge it up. What I might do is charge each cell individually to its top. And then, I mean, ideally maybe it would be better to discharge them all and then charge them, but I'm not going to do that. I don't have anything, I don't have a load to discharge them all with, so, but I do have a charger that I can current control and everything. I bought this last winter. This right in 6024. So it has a special battery charging feature too. Anyway, I can set the current and the end voltage and all that. So that's what I'm going to do. And hopefully get the low cells. They should all be the same at the end of that charge. So the low cells should come up and the high cells should not take much in there. Because I think cell 7 is one of the ones that always goes high. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That was one of the culprits. That and another one. Maybe it was cell 5. I'll have to look at my monitoring graph. I should have took note and wrote them all down, but I didn't do that.